New crib psychotic. I'm so iconic.
The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Only at the Lombardi, the AFC title game is underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but, man, the defense took that.
Easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
On first down, they'll run. And he winds up with a solid gain down past the 45. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Hey, look, in the right situation, you catch a team off guard. Well, this could be a tremendous play for some big yards. But in the wrong situation, you get hit in the mouth right behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Nix from the gun. Throwing all the way to the end zone here. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
Wow, they must really trusted this guy's range. He's out for what would be a very long field goal. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And we continue to await our opening score of this ball game.
Hey, listen, I know kickers are arguably better today than they've ever been in the history of football. But anything from 60-plus is still awfully ambitious. And that time, it didn't pan out.
Richardson throwing to start out. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. And he misses on the extra point, so a good start for their offense, but not for him kicking it. Score stays at 6-0. So following the missed point after, the chance to take his frustrations out on that football as he sends this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the handoff. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Best run games in this league at balance. Can run it inside, and as they just showed right there, doing damage on the outside.
Only one play in, Brock, and this drive already to midfield. First down, and they go right back to him. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
That one's complete, right side. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
They'll run here on 1st down. And this one doesn't go far. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Jukes one defender. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. On comes Will Lutz in the Broncos field goal unit. It's a 33-yard look from the right hash. Bertolet able to knock it through. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
So he makes up for his earlier miss in the game. He knocks that one right through. And it's important for him to move past that early miss, Kate, because you never know if he's going to be needed for a big moment when we get to the 4th.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. On the move, headed right. He tucks it and takes off. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. In on the tackle was Jonathan Cooper. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down.
Let's go now.
From the 32. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Forced out to his right. Complete beyond the marker. He's got the first down grab and still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. So we're through one here in the AFC title game. Just a field goal separates these two. More from Nissan Stadium coming up after the break. We're ready to go with the second quarter, and it's Titans football. They've got 1st and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Escapes the pocket, and he's brought down after a short gain. Offense in the hurry up here. Here's 2nd and 7. That's Thomas. He's got it. And he's out a yard or two shy of the 15. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Titans will have a 1st down. From the red zone now. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, Tennessee. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Titans keeping their offense on the field. Love it. They're trying for 2. Putting a receiver in motion. He's throwing for it. He's on the move. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete. Well, that was the 2-point play that just kept going and going. But eventually time ran out. Had to force a throw that, not surprisingly, falls incomplete.
Well, let's see. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, even a 6 Mississippi. And he wasn't going to get 2 points on that one.
And he opts not to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Okay, the wide receiver is going to get it to begin the drive. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
It just feels like any time this guy touches the ball, it's a big play waiting to happen. He could be lined up wide or when they use him as a runner. If someone doesn't get a hand on him quick, he's gone.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. It's Kenneth Murray on the tackle. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Out of the gun, it's Nix. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. 35 on the pickup. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. Running this one left. And he gets to the end zone. Touchdown. The Broncos make it a field goal game. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group, all 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front, receivers got to block on the perimeter, they all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Looking right, and he finds him. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On 1st down, it's Richardson. Short pass brought in. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
I like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them the 1st down.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he'll be just inside the 10 before he goes out. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Hits the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans push this to an 8-point game. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
It's caught. And he's going to get into the end zone. That extends their lead to 10 points. The Titans kicking team out there as they get lined up and kick this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. They're set up at the 35 now. This set it down starts with an option right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at Nashville. The Broncos are on the move here. Back to the line they go. Down. Shotgun snap to Nix. Hits his running back. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know, Kate, it is so hard on these defenses to try to keep an eye and monitor on these running backs when they leave the backfield, especially if he's waiting to chip a defender or delays in the start of his route. He's really an underrated part of their overall passing game.
That's caught in stride by Addison. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown. The Broncos make it a one-score game before halftime. Jordan Addison, the touchdown. Watts there to tack on the extra point. And the Broncos cut it to a field goal game. Volley set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. And that's over the 20, the landing zone, and almost everything else. So that football coming out to the 30-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing now, Richardson. Buys time, rolling right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball. It's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
Throw reeled in by Thomas. It's a gain of 22. And that'll be a Tennessee 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
Richardson now on 1st and 10. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got second down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Chased out to his rough, and after all that, he still can't get rid of it. They get there and drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up. Throwing from the gun here. On the move, hit it right. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here comes the Titans punting unit. The Broncos have Marvin Mims deep to return. The punt heads towards the sideline, not returnable. Well done. And this is the punt you want every time. He bounces out of bounds and sticks them inside their own 10. Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. Throwing from near his own goal line. Cut for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Escapes the pocket. Just before halftime, we get a timeout, take it. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. He's on the move. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. The Lamar Hunt Trophy waiting in the wings for whoever can finish this game out as we're back underway. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Richardson back to throw. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off Brandon Jones. And the Broncos will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Finds his back complete. And he's out of bounds after getting this one to the opposing 45-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
Completed to Sutton. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down. Now a give running right. Cut back, and they take this in for the score. The Broncos grab the lead on their first series of the half. Brock, we all use literally far too often these days, and sometimes in the wrong context, but this guy has literally driven his team to a lead here. His second score puts him in front in this second half.
Yeah, and hopefully some of that determination, that want to, he showed on that run could seep over to his defenders who are right now buckling up with a newly acquired lead. That way the next time he takes the field, well, that lead will still be on the board.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Man in motion here. First down throw here from Richardson. Launches one deep downfield. Wanted to get it to Thomas, but it's intercepted. Riley Moss with the pick. And the Broncos are tackled after a stellar return. Following the interception, they're going to take over at their 40.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the first.
You know, these running backs today, they are so versatile. It doesn't matter if they're running it, or in this case, same principle applies on routes out of the backfield. You don't get somebody close to him, that throw is headed his way.
Now Nick's on 3rd down. Escapes the pocket. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Lone back gets the handoff. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. They'll come up 1st and 10. Back-to-back carries here. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And they make the stop, but a lot closer to the end zone now. He got it to the 11. Looks like a 9-yard gain, and they'll now have a much shorter 3rd and 5 coming up. Nix from the gun. This throw is caught. And he's to the 5 before... It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Going ground on 1st and goal. Is in. Touchdown. The Broncos pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, Brock, not sure the play they were running was all that disguised, but with the personnel they had out there, it was going to be tough to stop him either way.
Yeah, there's a great debate. Is it the X's and O's or the Jimmies and Joes? Yep. No debate there. That was the Jimmies and the Joes in their want-to run it right down their throat.
That one right down the middle. And the Broncos drive their lead to 11. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He connects with his back deep down the middle. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they have prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
He's throwing for it. Nothing doing on that 2-point opportunity. A fail on the conversion. Going for it yet again, and once again, they don't have the right call to make it in for 2, so their struggles continue.
Yeah, they've kept them on the field without hesitation all game long. This offense knows what they're doing. The problem is the defense knows even more.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 32. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. He picks up 28 on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st down. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Trying the right side. Kicks this one outside. He makes it in for the touchdown. The Broncos lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Far from the first time we've broken down one of his touchdowns in this game, partner, but man, they seem to get more impressive every time.
And I don't care, Kate, if they're all 1-yard plungers, if you're up over 300 yards. A 4-touchdown game will forever live among your greatest career highlights. You can go several games without even scoring 1. So to get 4 in one contest, you'll never, ever forget it.
Point after try is good by Lutz. And the Broncos push the lead up to 12. Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's Richardson. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. he takes it in. Touchdown, Tennessee! The Titans shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
And that play reaches the end zone. The two-point conversion slams the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. There's the handoff. And he's going to be touchdown right at the line, so no gain on the play.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Only one frame remains before we see who's going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. The Broncos with it here, hoping to close out a playoff victory. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Out of the gun, it's Nix. Got a man, it's Marvin Mims. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. They get 22 on that one. And the Broncos will have a first down. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Going to the ground again on first. And he's brought down after taking this to the 26. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have second and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Another carry for him. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Still on the move, coming to the line for first and 10. Handoff now to the receiver. And he only gets this one down to the 9. Give him a few yards on that run. It's second and 7. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Just 1 yard on the play, though. That leaves him with third down and 6 to go. Back now, pressure on its way. Look, pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they're going to have to regroup after this one.
Even from the booth, Kate, I can hear it. I can hear that front 7 telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple of seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did. Wasted no time in getting that sack. As much as that can help them breathe just a little easier on the scoreboard, it doesn't take away now any of the tension this defense is feeling. They're going to need to step up, come through with a stop right here.
Here's Lutz set to kick this away. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Didn't make an effort to hit the landing area at all. So they're going to gift them a drive starting at the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. He fires one deep down the middle. That's grabbed inside the 30. It's a huge pickup on the play. And the Titans will have a 1st down. So the big play has them well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. Forced out to his right. Still on the move, throwing down the right sideline.
You know, sometimes when you get outside that pocket and your body weight gets going laterally, that ball will sail on you. I mean, that's a tough connection to make even under the best of circumstances.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Buys time, rolling right. Got a man, it's Thomas. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. The flag makes this 3rd down and 10. Looking to throw. Chased out to his right. And that's a Tennessee touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. The Titans kicking team out there as they get lined up and kick this away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They got 24 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a 1st